Hi guys, welcome to Counterpoints. My name is Connor, and today we're going to be breaking down Death's Hand by Hammer and Bolter. It is not the animation that's remastered, but my breakdown. Animation is sadly outside my talents, but what this show lacks in fluidity, it also shows in love for lore and assets that I appreciate more and more with time. That being said, there were some technical and lore issues with my original breakdowns, and on top of that, I broke down lore in extemporaneous rants. Now, some of you like my rants, and the older videos will be available in a playlist called the Archeo Vault. If you want to hear filler words and inaccurate but enthusiastic lore rants, go there. But for today, we're going to be redoing the Hammer and Bolter anthology series, starting with episode 1, Death's Hand. This episode is brought to you by Starforge.com, an officially licensed Games Workshop merchandise shop selling the finest jewelry, pins, purity seals, busts, and so much more. Right now they're offering an 8% off their waterproof Imperial mailer bag. This isn't just for show, it's a ruggedized and functional piece of equipment perfect for any Imperial pilgrim. Included is a cutting board, water bottle, and even an Ultramarines themed umbrella. Starforge.com has a variety of necklaces, rings, challenge coins, and pendants for every faction. If you're a pious and loyal Imperial citizen, a Xeno sympathizer, or even a worshiper of the dark gods, they have something for you. Check out the links in the description below.
Death. Sundering. The Emperor's light is the only light, that which he illuminates, the only path. The Harbinger and the Fool.
Which is it, reader? Which am I?
Either. Both.
Turn the last card.
The faceless void, an ignominious end. Death is coming. Even now he waits at your door. Measure your next steps with care, Inquisitor.
My thanks, Gaius Andor. You have served the Emperor as we all must. This cruel universe will not remember your name, but trust that I shall.
What did he see, Lord?
The same as the others. Burn it! Burn everything!
Even if you're a veteran of Warhammer, indulge me the next 20 seconds for necessary lore for brand new people. The Emperor of Mankind was a wildly powerful psychic being who wanted to unite the stars under human rule. He gene-crafted generals called Primarchs that for better and worse he treated like loved and despised sons. The Emperor used the Primarchs as a template to create transhuman warriors known as Space Marines, gifting mankind wildly powerful legions of warriors. The Emperor's sons were stolen from him and scattered across the galaxy by dark gods. The Emperor launched a great crusade to reclaim his sons and unite humanity. Some of his sons were corrupted by the dark gods, causing a civil war called the Horus Heresy. The Emperor was mortally wounded and interred on the Golden Throne, which keeps him alive and also acts as a psychic beacon to help mankind navigate the stars in a slowly decaying empire attacked by fearsome enemies from without and within. What I just relayed to you is important because the warp is many things. It is called the Immaterium, the Sea of Souls, and it is home to malicious aliens and beings of great power we understand to be demons and gods. It is also the way that humans can travel faster than light and how psychically sensitive humans can commune with the Emperor through the tarot. Tarot reading is one of the few sanctioned activities for psychers, allowing the Emperor to communicate with his subjects, even if abstractly, putting them on the path that best serve him. The astropath is ancient, shown by his skin stapled together with bionics, and his eyes bleed as he peers into the warp. The warp is a dangerous place, and while the astropath focuses on the light of the Emperor, using that light to guide the Tarot, there are dark aliens and demons clawing at him to tear his soul from his body. It is only with intense willpower and righteousness that a psyker can resist such aggression. Frustrated by the reading, Inquisitor Kiyomura blows apart the head of the astropath with a bolter before ordering the quarters burned. This would be a great crime, to kill one of the Emperor's loyal servants, but as an Inquisitor, he is granted almost limitless power. As the Inquisitor walks with one of his acolytes, they discuss the disturbing readings and his desire to find a strand of fate not resulting in his ignominious death. He hopes to meet with the Eldari to find a path to his own salvation, as they are psychically talented race, even if they are hostile. The Eldar and humanity share a great enemy in chaos, the forces of the Dark Gods. Another Inquisitor named Arturo has docked to escort him to Terra for investiture, a ceremony promoting him within the Inquisition, but Inquisitor Kiyomura expects trouble.
Welcome! It is good to see you, my old friend.
Old friend? It feels like yesterday we were wasting our evenings with Amasek and dice.
It was a century ago.
And now, you stand on the precipice of greatness, investiture, on terror, no less. Bureaucracy comes for us all in the end.
You shouldn't have come.
You knew that someone would, eventually.
And the investiture? Is this just the cover you needed to board my vessel?
It's as real as anything else. But what difference does it make?
You know, then.
About your obsession with the Tarot? About the Eldari? Yes, I know.
We almost died at Antioth, Arturo. The arch-enemy knew our every move. We handed them 100 worlds. Billions died. Even with your limited psychic ability, tell me you cannot still hear their screams.
There was nothing more we could have done.
But what if we could have? What if we knew?
We are not gods. We have only the certainty of the moment. Only the Emperor can divine the future.
And yet, he has given us the foresight to wield such tools as might.
We cannot stack the deck, Kiyomura. We must play the hand we are dealt.
Very well.
No! Damn you, Kiyomura! You invite ruin!
You've come to see it done!
Someone must stand in your way!
Must it be you?
Who else?
I wish you'd understood. It seems you're not the face of death today. Now!
Day denounces night! What shall I do with her?
Take her to the cell.
The Holy Inquisition is one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful institutions in the Imperium. They are answerable to the Emperor and therefore in some regards to the Lords of Terra alone. The Inquisition can trace its root back to the Horus Heresy, where Malcador the Sigillite deployed agents of every rank to serve as his eyes, ears, and blades on behalf of the Imperium, to stop plots before they came to fruition. In the wake of that horrible civil war, the institution was formalized, with some of the first agents being key characters of the heresy, continuing to lay down the foundation for the Imperium to come. During the War of the Beast, a massive and existential orc invasion, the Inquisition decided to divide up into orders specializing in the enemy they counter. Inquisitors are dispatched to sniff and snuff out the plots of the alien by the Ordo Xenos, the heretic and the mutant by the Ordo Hereticus, and the demon by the Ordo Malleus. To that end, they are able to command any citizen of the Imperium in that mission. With Inquisitor Arturo, we see an ecclesiarchal priest, known to cave in the skulls of their enemies with holy relics as they are to preach around them. We have an administratum clerk, responsible for documenting the Inquisitor's affairs and managing the logistics of his warband. We have a catechin jungle fighter, a man from a death world so harsh, a demonic incursion was hunted to extinction by the local megafauna. The catechins are renowned warriors of incredible strength and are the only export of their homeworld. A member of the Adeptus Arbites stands ready with a combat shotgun. The Arbites are the Imperial police, able to serve as judge, jury, and executioner for any who break the Emperor's laws. They do not concern themselves with local gang disputes, drug running, and prostitution, but instead root out corruption, chaos cults, and system-wide threats not quite demanding a military response. They are extremely well-equipped and well-trained. Inquisitor Kiyomaro has a similarly formidable retinue, with the first one being a ganger gunslinger. Men of low repute but violent talent are often employed by Inquisitors since their crimes will be forgiven, their pay will be handsome, and they can use their sociopathic talents under the limitless authority of their Inquisitor patron. A Tempestus Scion flanks them. Scions are the sons of the storm. War orphans trained since childhood in the Schola Progenium. Raised alongside future commissars and Sisters of Battle, Scions are selected from the most violent and disciplined of the Schola's students. They are elite shock troops outfitted in carapace armor, equipped with hotshot lasguns, and ride into battle in custom Valkyries and Taurox transports. Next, we have the female acolyte, who may or may not be a Sister of Battle, the armed wing of the Church, and the chamber militant of the Ordo Hereticus. While Kiyomoro's heresy would make most Sisters of Battle blush, they are also known for being fiercely loyal to the wrong man. Sisters of Battle were the bodyguards of the tyrannical dictator Gog Vandire during the Age of Apostasy. They held off Space Marines from taking Vandire's life, and that civil war only ended when a sister, blessed by the Emperor with holy wisdom, took Vandire's head. Finally, we have an Eldari Ranger. Following the path of the outcast, young Eldar will travel out into the galaxy as pirates and explorers. While it is looked down upon to treat with aliens, Eldar are renowned marksmen and swordsmen and could be a valuable connection to communicating with Craftworld Eldar. Preceding the battle, we have the split between the Inquisitors. As they are answerable only to the Emperor, Inquisitors are largely free to manage their affairs as they see fit. Since the profession naturally attracts and recruits men of incredible will, Inquisitors often come into conflict with one another. They are largely left to resolve these conflicts through words, with serious disputes being judged by a Lord Inquisitor. The rank Kiyomoro is likely on the verge of being promoted too. However, if it was discovered that Kiyomura was burning astropaths like kindling in an attempt to prolong his life under the cover of outwitting chaos, then this would be a heresy even the Inquisition wouldn't tolerate. Playing with the warp is always a dangerous thing, and Kiyomura's psychic sensitivity and obsession with playing with the strands of fate would be judged as an insanity that would only result in more Imperial deaths. The forces of chaos often appeal to men's hubris to manipulate them into darker games. Kiyomura judges correctly that the Inquisition would execute him for using sorcery beyond their permission and fires the first shot of the battle. The priest goes down first as the Acolyte and Arbiter trade shots. A flurry of power sword strikes bounce off Kiyomura's armor as the Inquisitors continue their argument. The Scion fires a hot shot round into the catechin, truth being that this rifle would normally punch a hole clean through the guardsman. The administrative clerk shows a strange quickness, dodging the ranger's shot, foreshadowing the horror to come. The clerk is revealed to be a Calidus assassin, easily dispatching the Acolyte, Ranger, and Gunslinger with ease. Calidus are shapeshifter assassins using a drug called polymorphine to shift their physiology to any humanoid shape. They are even capable of mimicking Xenos, able to receive surgical implants similar to the marine black carapace that helps shift their cartilage and bones into the lithe shapes of Eldar or the hulking frames of orcs. The Calidus Temple is one of the first temples founded during the Great Crusade and under the command of Malcador the Sigillite. They intervene and take out targets of political importance where the balance of imperial power must be maintained. Calidus assassins are armed with a phase sword, a blade fashioned from Necron technology capable of blinking in and out of reality, bypassing any shield, or in this case, blade in its path. To even the odds, Kiyomura calls down Turk, a modified Chrono Gladiator. Chrono Gladiators are a form of combat servitor created and fielded by the Adeptus Mechanicus. They are often former criminals convicted of heinous crimes. They are lobotomized and outfitted with horrible melee weaponry, with a detonator inside their chest counting down a deadline if they do not consistently kill. Reinforced with combat drugs and surgical implants, Chrono Gladiators are rewarded chemically each time they make a kill and have their lives extended for their service. It seems like in Turk's case, his deadline has been extended by the Inquisitor and the explosive in his chest set to voice command. Turk easily tears apart the Arbiter and Catechin, with both kills registered on the digital display on his chest. He is even able to smash the hyperphase blade of the Calidus assassin before having his throat slashed out with poisoned blades. A verbal command detonates Turk, knocking out the assassin. For now, Kiyomura is victorious, having killed his friend Arturo, his retinue, and captured the face of death sent to end him. The assassin wakes, is locked in harnesses preventing her shifting out of the restraints, and the interrogation begins.
You stand unsteadily on that pulpit. I am not an acolyte or some unbloodied initiate. For almost 200 years I have stared down the darkness.
Yes. Heretics. Aliens. Demons. You have faced them all. But what of a child? What of a child orphaned by war? What if need and instinct drove that child to kill? To master what they must? What if death was the only companion the child ever knew? What if this child was plucked from their world as you were? But instead of the hallowed halls of the Schola Progenium, they were taken by far harsher masters. What if these monstrous teachers cut away whatever humanity remained in the child and left behind nothing but a weapon? You've spent your life trying to avoid death, but its child is here now.
You are a lethal thing. That fact I do not deny. But you, like all the rest, have failed.
Have I? Then where is your armor? As I said, Inquisitor, I did not come here to kill you. For all that you see and have seen, you are blind to an obvious truth. That here, where you seem most in control, you are also at your most vulnerable. My mission was simple. To bring you here. To have you sit there across from me, the famed interrogator, in the chair of his office. Lure. Witness. I came to play both roles, and I did not need to parse the skeins of fate to do it. You should have paid more attention to the tarot readers you burned like sump trash. Hubris is the weapon the fool uses to cut his own throat.
Did you get what you wanted?
Yes.
Good. Your investiture awaits.
Well then, let us go and change the future.
Narrated by the Calidus assassin, we see the training of a Vindicare initiate, cousins to the Calidus. The Schola Progenium is considered a harsh place, a school for the orphans of notable servants to the Imperium, so that they might serve in turn. The strong men will be scions, the strong women will be sisters of battle, strong and rhetorically gifted people will be commissars, and the studious will be members of the Ecclesiarchy and Administratum. Our Vindicare is not so lucky, and after surviving the collapse of his planet at the hands of Kiomoro, he is recruited and trained by the Officio Assassinorum. We see him survive Colosseum battles, live fire training, numerous augmentic surgeries, and eventually the execution of civilians to prove he is now a pure instrument of the Imperium. While the Calidus narrates, the Inquisitor assumes she is talking about herself as a child of death, but it is instead the Vindicare assassin. He lays prone in his vacuum-sealed body glove resting on Inquisitor Arturo's ship. Each Vindicare is outfitted with a synthetic skin body glove capable of augmenting their physiology, protect them from the elements, and in the case of the Vindicare, camouflage him in the battlefields of the 40th millennium. Vindicare are known to wait for days, even weeks for the perfect shot, and their spy mask feeds them ballistic and environmental data, uploading it directly into the Vindicare's brain via temporal implants. They are armed with Exodus rifles and pistols, mastercrafted weapons built to be ultra-accurate, ultra-reliable, and an extension of their bearer's will. Exodus rifles and pistols are outfitted with a variety of exotic rounds designed to pierce shields, armor, and psychic barriers before ripping apart their target and dissolving without a trace. The Vindicare assassins are likewise trained to make nearly impossible shots before disappearing as if they were never there. It is the Calidus assassin who is fulfilling the tarot, not by killing the Inquisitor herself, but by baiting Kiomoro into his interrogation room where no bodyguard, armor, or refractor field can save him. It is where he is most comfortable and in control that he receives an Exodus round to the head. The Vindicare achieves childhood vengeance, Kiomoro's heresy is ended, and the Calidus assassin takes his place, to what end we can only speculate. Which brings us to the end for now. I have my beefs with the animation, but I have to say the amount of love and attention to detail I find after multiple viewings of Hammer and Bolter really does make the series shine in my mind. The assets are perfectly rendered, the plots are interesting if a little complex and confusing, and the only thing jarring me from fully enjoying the episode is the lack of fluidity, which I don't blame the Hammer and Bolter team. I genuinely wish Games Workshop had given them a better budget and timeline to make the work shine. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like, share, and subscribe. Support our channel sponsors down in the description below. Become a YouTube member or a patron on patreon.com/counterpoints. Check out the political channels down in the description and join the Discord if you want to talk to fellow Warhammer or politics nerds. I appreciate you. Catch you in the next one. Until the end.